Hey, I'm really glad you're here. Come sit with me for a while. Lately, I've been thinking about something that changed for me this week. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." And lately, I've been thinking about that a lot. For a long time, I don't think I fully understood what he meant. But I'm starting to realize how much energy we can spend trying to live every possible future at once. The garden, the project, the dream, the business, the plan. And sometimes, while we're trying to hold on to all of them, we never fully step into the life we're actually building. And that's what I've been learning this week. For years, I've carried around a dream, a vision really, of creating a food forest on our property, growing fruits, growing vegetables, producing more of our own food, living a little closer to the land. The space was set aside, the plans were there, the ideas were there, and for many years, it has sat quietly in the back of my mind. But here's the thing. It never seemed to make the cut. Not because I couldn't do it. Not because it wasn't possible. But because when I looked at my actual life, it never rose to the top of the list. And yet, I still carried it. I thought about it. I watched videos about it. I read about it. I imagined it. And every time I did, I felt this quiet pressure. Like it was something I should be doing. And this wasn't just a passing interest. I didn't simply watch a few videos and move on. I have the books. I have the notebooks filled with ideas and tips. I learned about companion planting, organic growing, fruit trees and nut trees, permaculture practices, building healthy soil, beneficial insects, nature's way of managing pests. I learned what grows well together, what struggles together, and how people create thriving systems that work with nature instead of against it. The more I learned, the more I gained respect for the people who do it well. Because creating something like that takes time. Planning, consistency, energy, attention, and honestly, it's a beautiful way to spend your life if that's where your heart is calling you. But the more I learn, the more I realize something. This wasn't a dream I was actively building anymore. It was a dream I was still carrying. And those are not always the same thing. Which is probably why I thought letting it go would feel disappointing. But what surprised me was the relief. Because once I stopped carrying it, I realized how much space it had been taking up in my mind. And I've started realizing there's a difference between I want this right now and I think I should want this. This week, I finally gave myself permission to be honest. Not just about the project, but about my life, about this season. My husband will be retiring in the coming years. My children are grown. We have 10 grandchildren. My priorities have changed. And honestly, I've changed too. So I asked my husband a simple question. I said, when you retire, would you want to help me build and maintain a food forest? And in true Mr. Darcy fashion, his answer was quick and direct. No. Not because he was being difficult, not because he didn't support me. It just wasn't something he wanted for his season of life. And hearing that helped something click into place for me. I realized I had been carrying a future that wasn't really the future we were building anymore. And instead of feeling disappointed, I felt relieved. Because what I truly want right now is actually very clear. I want to care for my home. I want to enjoy my husband. I want to spend time with my family. I want to be available for my children and my grandchildren when they need me. I want to continue growing emotionally and spiritually. I want to learn, create, share, and build this next chapter of life with intention. The heart is the same. I've always loved serving the people I care about. I've always loved learning. I've always loved helping. But how I serve has changed. Years ago, it looked like raising children, homeschooling, managing a busy household, serving in church, coaching, doing all the things that season required. Today it looks different. Now it's family, healing, growth, creativity, building something meaningful for the future, and having enough margin in my life to actually enjoy it. One thing I've learned is that sometimes we have to stop feeding the things we're already decided aren't for the season. Sometimes that means putting the book back on the shelf, unfollowing the channel, deleting the app, stepping away from constant stream of ideas that keep pulling us towards a life we've already decided not to pursue right now. Not because those things are bad, not because we'll never return to them, but because every season requires choices, and every yes is also a no to something else. For me, saying no to this dream right now has created space. Space to breathe, space to focus, space to invest in what matters most. And honestly, that feels like a gift. Maybe one day the food forest will happen. Maybe it won't. But for the first time in years, I feel at peace either way. Because I finally realized something. Not every dream belongs in every season. And letting go of a dream that doesn't fit right now isn't failure. Sometimes it's wisdom. Sometimes it's how we make room for the life that's asking to be lived today. There's another quote I've been thinking about lately. Carl Jung wrote, "The afternoon of life must have a significance of its own and cannot be merely a pitiful appendage to life's morning." I love that, because the second half of life isn't supposed to look like the first half. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to discover new ways of loving, serving, creating, and becoming. For me, that's what this season is teaching me. The heart is still the same. I still love my husband. I still love my family. I still love learning. I still love helping others. But how I serve has changed, and that's okay. Maybe that's exactly what this season is meant for. I spent a lot of years trying to figure out what I should do. These days, I'm more interested in figuring out what brings peace. Right now, peace looks like focusing on what matters most. It looks like being available for the people I love, taking care of my home, taking care of myself, growing in ways that feel meaningful, and investing my energy into the life I'm actually building. It is a privilege to age. Not everyone gets the pleasure. So let's make the best of our days. I'm really glad you're here. Stick around. We're doing this together. Talk soon. Peace.